He took a whip of cords in his hands and drove out all who were selling and purchasing, and overturned the tables of the money changers. 2000 years later, he is once again here with a whip of cords in his hands. Dear viewers, Laurie Bit Jones, the author of the bestseller Jesus the CEO and Jesus in Blue Jeans, had always left me puzzled and ponder upon what quality of Jesus would feature in her next book. Jesus the man had always emotions. To say in Indian terms, he was a man of navarasas. Today's Bible passage may not be one of Hasya or Santosha that highlights on Jesus, but one of Raudhan, a furious man who poured out his anger like a molten liquid on the people. Call it prophetic or not, Jesus is seen as a catalyst by me. A catalyst, to define, is anything or any agent that can influence any reaction without changing its content. Yes, Jesus was a catalyst. When none dared to question the Pharisees and the tax collectors' practices, Jesus dared to question them. When all spoke ill about Zacchaeus, Jesus was the only one who dared to dine with him. And finally, we know what happened in Zacchaeus' life. Similarly, in today's Bible passage, Jesus is questioning, is turning out as a catalyst in the life of the Pharisees and the tax collectors, and all who were none dared to question the practices of the Pharisees and the tax collectors. Jesus dared to speak not on their backs but on their faces. When all spoke ill about Zacchaeus, Jesus dared to dine in his house, and we all know the aftermath of Jesus seeing God the Father's house being turned into a temple, into a marketplace. Jesus is once again, as an catalyst, reacting against them. Yes, Jesus the catalyst was always in action. He took a whip of cords in his hands and drove out all who were turning the temple into a marketplace. 2000 years later, he is once again here before us, with whip of cords in his hands. But to drive out what? Let us have a glance into our own lives and reflect on our life. We have been living, Holy Spirit, my body, into a marketplace full of ill feelings, grudges, corruption, and other evil things? Am I too following the path of the Pharisees and tax collectors? If so, it's high time that we reflect upon our lives and call upon Jesus, the catalyst, to react upon us, to overturn the tables of evil thoughts, words, and deeds, and thus live a renewed life, basing our vocation with a strong faith on the rock called Jesus. And let us pray for the same. Thank you.